What if I told you? You don't actually have a personality, or at least not the one you chose. You meet others, and they just have presence. They walk into a room and people remember them. They speak and people listen. Not because they're louder, not because they're more attractive, but because they feel like someone. And then there's you, overthinking every sentence, replaying every conversation, agreeing just to avoid tension. And somewhere in all that adjusting, you start asking yourself, who am I? If that sounds like you too, hear me out. Most people think personality is something you're born with. Like some people are naturally charismatic, confident, unforgettable, and the rest just have to deal with it. But psychology says something very different. Personality is not just something you have, but something you reinforce. There's a concept in psychology called self-perception theory. It says we understand who we are by watching our own behavior, not by thinking, but by observing ourselves. If you keep avoiding conflict, your brain starts believing you're someone who can't speak up. If you keep staying silent, it becomes, I'm just a quiet person. If you keep showing up late, your brain thinks I'm just bad at discipline. Your actions become evidence, and your brain builds identity from that evidence. That means most people are not lacking personality. They're just repeating behaviors that keep teaching them the wrong story. So, you don't become confident first and then act confident. You act first and your mind catches up later. Exhibit B. The spotlight effect. It means people massively overestimate how much others are noticing them. You think everyone noticed that awkward thing you said. Everyone remembers that weird moment. They are judging your voice, clothes, and opinions. But most people, they're too busy thinking about themselves. They're thinking about what they are going to say while you are speaking. But because of fear, you keep editing yourself. You become careful, filtered, safe. And safety kills personality. Because personality is specificity. It's saying I actually don't like that. It's about having opinions. It's admitting I care about this deeply. It's letting people see what is real instead of what is acceptable. Most of us don't have a weak personality. We just have fear of disapproval. So we shapeshift. Different version for friends. Different version for work. Different version for family, until eventually, even they don't know which one is real. So how do you actually build a personality? It's not by becoming someone new. The first step is removing what was never you. Stop saying yes when you mean no. Stop borrowing opinions from people online, because repeated dishonesty creates identity confusion. And repeated honesty creates personality. Second and most important step is to find what really interests you. What topics make you lose track of time? What kind of conversations light you up? What music do you defend without needing a reason? That's not random, that's identity. Personality is built from specifics. And here's something important. You do not need to be louder or constantly announce these. You just need to let people notice. Talk about the idea you keep thinking about. Show excitement when something actually matters to you. Lightly, naturally, people remember patterns. Because some of the strongest personalities are quiet. But they are clear. They know what they value, what they tolerate, and they won't fake. That kind of certainty is magnetic. So the goal is not to become interesting, but to stop hiding what makes you interesting. Because personalities are usually not created. They're revealed. This is Hear Me Out. What's on your mind today?